visitor back at the coffee table. Wave hi. Tell us what you do. It's just. Okay, thank you. Happy to have you. Now, without any further ado, the one, the only, Heidi Hodes.
Good morning, BBA. My name is Heidi Hodes, and I am your commercial realtor.
Go ahead.
Just doing. Okay, I'm with the James Group, and I've actually asked some of my family to assist with my presentation this morning. So, commercial real estate is wild. That is my son Gary on our trip to South Africa. So, why haven't you invested in an investment property, especially in your own office? I mean, is it too expensive? You don't want the headache of maintenance? You never actually thought about it, or you're just scared of going through the process. Oops, if I just do this. These are my other three kids. This is Billy, and this is Pinky and Kelly. Oh, whoops, where they were. So this is Billy. These were my father's two dogs that we brought back with us from South Africa, and they're telling us strap in. This is going to be an interesting ride. Let's look at this. So most people work about 40 hours a week, which if we look at 50 weeks a year, taking off 2 weeks for vacation, and you work for about 30 years, let's say from 25 to 55, some of us retire longer, a bit later. That's about 720,000 hours that you're spending in your office. That's quite a bit of time. That's a lot of cups of coffee. That's Winston. That's one of our rescues. So think of this. If you've got 1,000 square foot office, I'm just using these numbers to make it simple. So you've got 1,000 square foot office. It's costing you $2,400 a month. You're paying just like over almost $29,000 a year. Every time you go into the office, you're paying your landlord about $14.40 towards your rent. So over 30 years, if you look at it, you're paying $864,000 to someone else for the luxury of being able to have a property. So you in your office, you're paying them and you're saying, thank you, this goes towards your kids' college fund, or I'm helping you pay off your mortgage. So for landlords, that's really a sweet deal. That's my husband, Stephen. So if we also look at this, $864,000, the beauty with commercial real estate is most of them are triple net. So you paying on top of your rental, you're going to pay for property taxes, you're paying sales tax, you're paying insurance and common area maintenance. So your landlord, in terms of general expenses, is doing very little other than maintaining the property and supervising his tenants. So this is Thor, Stinky as we call him. So let's take a look at some perfect opportunities. So let's say, for example, there's the office in Plantation. It's just over 5,000 square foot. They're asking 1.375. You store in 1,000 square feet, which means you could rent out the additional 4,100 square foot. If you look at the average rentals in Plantation, it's about $24 a square foot, which means that you would make nearly $100,000 a year off your tenants. So over 30 years, your tenants are paying you nearly $3 million for the privilege of renting space from you. If you look at another kind of deal, like in Davie, where you've got a 6,400 square foot building, and they're asking 1.5, you still take the 1,000 square feet. You are able to rent out 5,400 square foot to tenants. Their average rentals are around about $20 a square foot, which would bring you just over $100,000 a year in terms of revenue. And over 30 years, your tenants are paying you just over $3 million. That would definitely pay off a mortgage. So it's really groovy when your money works for you. So let's look at something a little bit bigger, okay? So in Sunrise, there's a 23,000 square foot building. They're asking 2.7. So you subleasing out 22,000 square foot. You know, that brings in about $440,000 a year. over 30 years, you're looking at over $13 million of income coming into you. So one of the things is, this is Joseph, my youngest, by the way. So we really don't horse around when it comes to real estate. So we have different choices. We had the choice of being able to pay out that money in terms of rental, or we can do the other thing that, the other option is to become a landlord. Let's look at something else. So if we're looking at, things vary according to your credit, according to your credit and according to your income, and there's a lot of variables, but talk to Randy if you want to find out more about SBA, because SBA for small businesses, their maximum threshold is $5 million. So if you're going into your office every single day, you're putting in the work, the beauty of it at the end of this, if you've got someone who's working for you, they work for you for 30 years, you say thank you very much, they leave. The beauty with the property, after 30 years, it works for you for 30 years, and then you still cash in at the end of it when you sell it, or you get passive income from the property having tenants. So once you retire, you're still able to get income. If you're scared of doing the property management side of it, they're brilliant property management companies. You don't need to take that on. So I just want to, actually I'm just going to quickly go through all of this. So I really believe that if you want to become rich, the answer lies in real estate. Landlords earn money and they get rich in their sleep. So I have a question. Out of the people in the room, who owns their offices here? So we only have 2 people that actually get a payday at the end of the day. So my name is Heidi. And the people that I'm looking for in terms of not only tenants but as potential buyers are attorneys, always need space, accountants and CPAs because they know people who've got extra income. And I also like property owners and landlords because they either want to sell to upgrade or sell because they want to get out, and immigration attorneys because they're great opportunities. So are there any questions?
Plenty of time for questions, both because you went fast and second because I forgot to put the timer on.
Yeah.
Where are the booming areas?
So the areas are interesting because they're really pockets. So I'm going to just focus on our immediate area. So if you have a look at Dania, what's happening in Dania Point is this booming. They've got this whole development that's starting to come up, and this is going to be the biggest competition to Sawgrass because you're close to Port Everglades and you're close to the airport. So visitors generally come in and they shoot off to Sawgrass Mills for shopping. Now they're going to hit Dania. So Dania is going to be this mixed development where you've got the retail, you've got the hotels, you've got offices, you've got absolutely everything where the old boomers used to be. That's one of the hotspots. One of the hotspots that you can't get into anymore is Davie. Davie is one of my favorite areas and it has been for quite a while because of Plantation Hospital moving there, because of the redevelopment that they're doing, because it is this little contained area in terms of where the commercial area is. So you've got very limited space that you can get into. There are still a few opportunities there. Another interesting place is Fat Village. Fat Village is downtown Fort Lauderdale. It's just north. It's near Fat Village is near. It's off Flagler. It's by where the new railroad station is. And what it is, right? It's just north of Broward, and it sits almost on the railway crack. And what they're doing there is they're trying to create a Wynwood up in Fort Lauderdale area. So you've got a lot of tech companies and a lot of, it's very eclectic. It's actually an unbelievable area of what they're busy building over there. Hollywood is also booming. You know, they're at the moment Hollywood's in a bit of a slump because of all the road work that's happening there. It's a total nightmare to go in, and for businesses that rely on walk-in trade, it's very difficult. But when that all ends, it's a tremendous area to be located and to be established. I've actually got a great office opportunity in Hollywood if anyone's looking to purchase a 5,000 square foot office. Beautiful building, absolutely kitted out, absolutely gorgeous. So those are some of the great ones. There's also West Sunrise next to Metropica. So Metropica is this also, it's from a Latin company that built this idea of live, work, play all in the same location, almost like the Aventura feel. So you got everything in self-contained. There's walkways, there's parks, there's offices, there's retail, there's your home. Everything is there, and you're on Sawgrass, like at the end of Sawgrass property. So in terms of opportunities for commercial real estate, some of my favorite things are, if you think of this, people need storage. Storage is one of my favorite investment opportunities. Low maintenance, low property taxes, fabulous thing. It sits here, you don't need a lot of staff to work it. The other thing that people aren't really thinking about is because of the influx of population, we're going to need to bury people somewhere. You know, so we are starting to run out of cemetery space as well, which is a crazy thing. But as a landlord and as an investor, property is property. So if anyone's interested in sitting down and finding out more, I'm always open to it. But are there any other questions? Yeah, Russell.
Do you help your investors find tenants for their properties?
I do. So that's part of what I do. So I either buy, sell, lease, anything within those realms.
Thank you very much.